Black will not be participating in Destiny 2. No, it's just a new gamer tag. There's a new gamer tag that's going to be playing. Yeah, I heard you. 1 second. It's my original gamer tag. I'm going back to my old school. It is best I've ever seen 5. BESTIVEEVASEEN 5. I will. Shit, I don't even have that game, my friend. Oh yeah, and oh, I do, but I don't have it downloaded. You gotta get on that Friday the 13th so you can play some games with Coffee if you want to play anything with him right now. Um, Telling you, you'd like that long dark. Long Dark is a survival game. Basically, you're dropped out in the middle of the wilderness in Canada. And they have a story mode to it, but what I particularly play is survival mode. So what you're doing is you're dropped out in the middle of wilderness. There's no people, but there's cabins. There's, and you scavenge. And basically you spend the entire time looking for food in cabins, scavenging for food, finding scrap metal to build hooks so that you can find wire, or you kill an animal and turn its guts into a cable or a cord so that you can fish. And it's I'm sure glad I decided not to I'm glad I decided not to allow y'all's voices in the chat. I just got I just got demonetized for you talking about that. Yeah. YouTube's getting serious, guys. They ain't playing. Yeah, they ain't playing around no more. I watched two of my favorite streamers this week have had over a quarter of their videos demonetized. They can't. YouTube demonetizes video because it has cursing or foul language or talking about something that's they deem inappropriate. And when they demonetize it, you can't get any ad revenue off of it, so I don't make any money off the video if it gets demonetized. You can, yes. And I'm working towards it. Dustin G025. It's kind of like Noah J256. Dustin G025, and I think you gotta put a space between the Dustin and the G. I'm not sure. No, a space between the G and the Dustin and the G. Try Dustin Gurley. I don't know why it would come up that way. If it is, I mean. That's what I'm wondering. Hold on one second. What do they get it set to? Most of mine are found through PlayStation, and then they just add me. You got us all in here. Alright. Okay, try Dustin G space 025. Yep, that's me. Cool. Alright, brother. I think the Long Dark probably started out as a computer game. Oh wow. Okay, you're watching. I hadn't heard of it. My roommate downloaded it, and I watched him play it for a couple of days, and I was like, well, it looks kind of fun. Basically, were you in here when I was telling Tim, man? Basically, it's a survival game. So your objective is to stay alive. You've been dropped out in the wilderness. I'm gonna assume Canada, somewhere in Canada, because I see a lot of Canadian hats, toboggans and stuff. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, right? Well, I know there's a delay, but bottom of my screen is health. The first one's how cold or hot I am. The second one is how sleepy I am. The third one's water, and the fourth one's food. Quite possible. I didn't ever really play Ark. But I do know one thing. People over in Europe areas, they love to watch you play this game. Yeah. I've had people from Ukraine and Switzerland and all types of little... Yeah, I had, 2 nights ago I had 12 people in there at one time, which ain't much compared to, real YouTubers, but that's the most that I've ever had. Yeah, that's the most I've ever had at one time. So. And like, wolves will come and attack you if you don't have any weapons. And that's what a lot of the game is. Wait till I find a spot to sit. I mean, I can run a little bit, but if I run, that takes away my water and takes away my food. Like you'll find people dead out in the middle of the just in the middle of the woods. No, it's just solo. I think it would be fun if they could add some multiplayer aspects into it. Yeah, that's how big of a delay it was. I started talking about the dead body when I saw it. I know I'll freeze to death if I don't find somewhere to live here soon. Where am I at? Like you find clothes and stuff to keep you warm and oh, there's some places to search at least. I would say eventually it's a game that you're bound to die at. You cannot succeed at this game.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Well, it's typically not a game I would play. I'm more of a Destiny, Call of Duty guy, but this has a little bit of the Division type thing in it too, because you go around looking for things to pick up, like soda cans and
That'll come in handy.
do you play computer games? I assume you have Destiny too. Have somebody steal your password? Oh. Yeah. You're lucky. I got 13 different ones just for work. And you can't use, yeah, you can't use the same one for more, 3 times, but you can't use it like 3 months. Like you can, so they're constantly in a rotation, but. Heard of, I've heard of League of Legends, I think. I've heard of World of Warcraft, but I never played that either. I think that might have been one of the reasons I never played it. Because it's gotta have a character in it now. All passwords gotta have a fucking... Oops, sorry YouTube. Go ahead and throw that $sign and a number in there. See, I'm a sports guy, so I always throw a number sign, £sign in there. That's my... I'm gonna die out here in the cold on day one. No, probably not. I might catch some hypothermia. Yeah, you know. You probably weren't in here for me telling Tin Man that when Destiny 2 comes out, I'm gonna be swapping gamer tags. Yeah. Best I've ever seen 5 is my original PlayStation 3 gamer tag. I swapped over to this one when I got my BMW. Yeah, that's what the 325i is, in case I hadn't ever explained that. I don't recommend getting them unless, you know, well, actually, you know, I don't know. I might. I haven't had to, I spent about $3,700 a couple of years ago fixing some stuff. But other than that, I bought a radiator the other day for $40. For mine, yeah. Mine's a 2001, so I mean, it's not like things aren't that expensive anymore for mine. Now, if you go, you know, 4 or 5 more years up from mine, it's probably still expensive. And mine was expensive to begin with. It's still kind of expensive for an oil change. I spend $90, but I change my oil once a year. Yeah. Depends on how many miles you drive. It's every 15 to 16,000 miles or once a year. And I typically don't ever go over that amount of mileage. getting ready to look into going to buying my first house. That's why I stopped talking for a second. Yeah. Realtor sent me a couple more. No. In real life. I've lived in an apartment
Damn.
or condo for 6 years.
Freezing.
I'm 34, it's about time. Ripley won't ever own a house. He's gonna live with, I do. I am. It's getting real. That scene at the end, you know. Yeah. Oh well, you can talk all you want. They can't hear you. Okay. But that scene at the end, it'll get you. It's definitely a. I just walked in a complete circle. YouTube. Oh wait, you're the only one in here right now. Are you in here? Okay. That's awful. That's the thing is you don't have no map. Well, I have a map, but it don't show me where I'm at on the map. Oh, that's fine.
I need to lay down.
Oh, now I can't play the Long Dark no more.